We're here to define what a man is, right?
Responsibility creates struggle, struggle creates strength, and strength creates structure.
How many people care about what people think about them? Be honest.
As a man, you got to be able to protect not just yourself, but your family.
When we talk about being a man, it's your behaviors.
But I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this to gloat my life up or I'm better than anybody.
I start crying. I'm like, why am I crying? And so what I realized was,
you put yourself in a target-rich environment. You are the only woman that paid for a ticket to come to this event.
if you're trying to teach your daughter to be around a certain man and you're not that man yourself, she gonna choose you.
Hey, let me not touch this nigga. He too clean. Where is that on you?
It's not on me.
It's not on you. The only reason why it's not on you is because you didn't choose it.
Find the women who can actually help you build. And here's some deep game for you. You don't have to have sex with all of them.
Since 2016, I've been following Lucario and Miles. Y'all changed my life. Followed by Uncle Ram. So ever since then, I've been getting a little bit of too much ass at times.
You know, as a man, there's a balance to it. Your purpose and pussy. And the heavier your purpose.
Even if you lose the relationship, you don't lose yourself. And that's the most important part.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. My computer restarted and it changed some of the settings. So I was fucking with that a little bit before I came on. So if you can hear me, put a Q in the chat so we can get this shit going. Put a 1. I said put a Q. Put a 1, put a 1. 1, put a 1. Somebody, anybody? There we go. Cool. All right, so let me plug the joint right quick. The truth about why either she likes you or not is wrong. Now, this was brought to you courtesy of a comment that I got under a recent video. But in actuality, people have been saying this for a long time. Oh, you don't need game. Either a woman wants to fuck with you or she doesn't, right? Now, there's validity to that statement. Either a woman wants to fuck with you or she doesn't. The problem with saying that is, and I said this in the trailer joint that some of you may have saw, is that that's a very simplistic way to look at attraction. There's a little bit more moving parts than just either she likes you or not. Because a woman initially could be interested in you, and then she loses interest in you because of how you're behaving. So when we talk about the reason why game is essential, the reason why game is paramount, the reason why game is important, is for you to recognize and realize how you conduct yourself impacts or influences how the woman responds to you, right? A lot of guys don't understand that. A lot of guys think it's just simple as, oh, she likes me, she's feeling me, cool, I get to get some sex. Or cool, maybe I get to get into a relationship. And I'm going to show you some clips, right? 2 clips back to back. And I'm going to show you that a woman liking you or a woman desiring you is not enough, right? There's other things that have to be considered. There's other things that guys have to take into account to actually have enjoyable experiences with women that can stand the test of time. Now, if you're just talking about a one-night stand, it's whatever, right? But if you're talking about actually dealing with women and you're wondering why we had sex one time, or we had sex a couple of times, but she just ghosted me. Or at first she was showing that she was interested in me and she was showing she was a little excited. Now she's nowhere to be found. Why? Because you don't understand how you conducted yourself in those moments impacted her desire to want to continue to fuck with you. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to the homie Offie Kingdom, International King Offie. Shout out to the homie. Y'all go check out the homie's channel. He's heavy on IG, so check out his IG joint, right? But definitely go to his YouTube joint and check him out. Let me shout out some people right quick. Uncle Guns in the building, June Sports, Joe Blast, Corey 2SS. I might be, pronouncing that shit kind of funny, but you know what I mean, brother. Baselli was good with you, fam. I think I said Uncle Guns. Steve O Baby was good with you. Yelmass TV. Okay, I know the Y be silent when it comes to Latin language and shit, so I might be mispronouncing that too. Right? First down was good, Guys, if you got a question, put a Q in the chat. These nuts was good, fam. Sam was good. It's highly unlikely I'm going to take calls simply because the last time we had all types of issues and shit. And I don't want the stream to be fucked up. I don't want the stream to be marred by technical difficulties. So we're just gonna keep it cool because everything is working right now. I don't want to fuck up the synergy or the flow of it. So calls won't be taken, but I will answer questions. So we got a question here. I'm gonna show y'all the clip in just a moment. Zay says, how do you judge your game without making it about a woman, how a woman reacts to you? See, game is not about women. Now, can a woman benefit from you having game? Okay, game is not about women. Game is not about sex. However, when you are gamed up, your dealings with women can be and will be more fruitful. You will have things go your way more often when you're actually dealing with women who are genuinely attracted to you. Now, mind you, I said genuinely attracted to you because it doesn't matter how much game you got. You're still going to encounter women who are foolish and who are on some bullshit. Okay, what game helps you with is it helps you to discern or to ascertain very quickly in the interaction when this woman ain't for you, where this woman is on some bullshit and you need to get her up out the way. You need to move her out the way. Game helps you recognize and realize real quick the women that you're meant to fuck with from the women that you're meant to leave alone. The problem with guys, because they think women are interested or women are showing interest, they think that means keep going, keep going. Well, if you step back for a moment and you pay attention and you read the tea leaves, so to speak, you can see that, yeah, you probably can have sex with that woman. Yeah, it's plausible that you can have sex with that woman, but she's going to be trouble, though. She's going to be trouble, though. She's going to bring drama and issues to your situation. Yeah, you can fuck her, but it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you peace of mind. It's going to cost you peace in your life. It's going to cost you more time than you were willing to part with. It might cost you some money. Right? This is why I tell you guys, strictly deal with women on your terms. Right? So back to your question. How do you judge your game without making it about how a woman reacts to you? I don't care how a woman reacts to me. It's not my concern to worry myself about how a woman is reacting to me. How? Now, Pete, what I'm saying, how a woman reacts to me will determine whether or not she meets the criteria for me to continue giving attention to. So I don't care how she responds to me. If she responds favorably, cool. She get to see me another day. If she responds unfavorably, she misses out on the opportunity to be a part of my fucking life. It's really that fucking simple. To me, it's that simple. It's not difficult. Let's jump to the next question, and then we're going to get to this video, and then we're going to, get into this and wrap this shit up. So Miles says, on the Saturday show, you talked about how you were on a date and a woman offered to be fuck buddies. No. I wasn't on a date. I wasn't on a date. We were just talking. We were having a conversation, but we were not on a date. Right? We were having a conversation, and she mentioned that to me. But I'll get to that in a minute. But so he said, and a woman offered to be fuck buddies without you mentioning anything about sex. What was it about your behavior that provoked? Well, I had already shown her that I was interested in her. I already showed her that I was interested. Okay, so let me tell you the story, right? And if y'all pay attention to me, when I tell stories, sometimes I tell the whole story. Sometimes I'll tell you bits and pieces of a story that I feel are pertinent to the message I'm trying to convey. So oftentimes I'll tell a story and I'll go back and I'll tell you, if y'all remember this story, this was the girl I was talking about. So I'm going to do it here. If y'all remember, for those of you who really fuck with me, if y'all remember, I told you a story of how I ran into this young lady and I was offering a date to her. I was basically saying, you and I need to get together. And she didn't say yes. She didn't say no. But she was kind of hesitant, right? Not in no, like I'm not with it way, but she was kind of hesitant. So I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, right? So I left her alone, right? A couple of days later, I saw her again, right? A couple of days later, I saw her again, and I wrote my number on a piece of paper. I wrote it on a piece of paper. I walked over to her. I was like, hey, how you doing? All right, well, look, I got to go. I just came over to say hi. I grabbed her hand. I put the number in her hand, and I said, you're going to need this. That's all I said to her. Put the number in her hand, told her, you're going to need this. And I walked off. That's all I did, right? So a couple of days after that, she called me, right? She called me. And the reason why she called me, just so y'all can understand, the reason why she called me was because she was intrigued. She was intrigued by the fact that I walked over to her and just gave her the number and said, you're going to need that. I didn't say, call me sometime, we should get together. Because remember, I had already done that. And she was kind of, not really responsive to that. So I just saw her a couple of days later. And I said, you know what? Let me just give her the digits. And if she hits me up, she hits me up. If she don't, she don't. Right? And I did that. So she was intrigued by that. And she literally said, your confidence intrigued me. And she said, you gave me your phone number like you knew I was going to call it. And I told her, well, you're on the phone with me right now, right? So that intrigued her, right? So we got to chit-chatting for a minute, and then that's when she said that. That's when she mentioned the fuck buddy thing, right? I didn't say nothing about sex, right? She mentioned that. She was like, you might be my new fuck buddy, right? She kind of said it on some like we'll see type shit. Like you can be my new, you might be my new fuck buddy. I'm like, we'll see. So I didn't say, oh yeah, I could be. I'm like, we'll see, because my mind wasn't made up yet, right? We'll see, right? Because remember, I saw her those 2 times, but now we got to see each other again face to face, right? Now that she hit me up, now that she talking about fuck buddy type shit, now we got to link again face to face, and I got to see what the energy is like. I got to see if she full of shit, right? Because just because she said some shit over the phone that sounded like some real shit, nah, we got to see what's up when we see each other face to face, right? We got to see if you got that same energy when we see each other again. So what the behavior that provoked her was, one, I showed her that I was interested. I already put it out there that I was interested. And then I followed it up with, you might need that. And she just so happened to hit me up and shit. So real quick, so let me go ahead and hop to the next. Let me get to the video, and then we're going to break this shit down, and then I'll get to you guys' questions. But I'm going to play part of it, and then I'm going to stop it if I can find it. All right, so check it out.
So, Will, Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just.
She helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start. I'm standing in my house.
Please watch Esther at the red table, because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid the down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. So, and then you want to start talking about a glass of wine, and then you want to start saying, oh, are you not going to talk? After I was just sitting here silent before we even got on live. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. So what are you talking about? Oh, okay.
So y'all probably wondering why I showed you guys those two clips. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a woman just simply liking you or not don't mean shit when she's disrespectful. Before I get into that, I do got to take a jab at all my sisters that claim that white men are providers, black men aren't. I got to take a jab at y'all because I see it all the time on Facebook. Oh, white men, they're just naturally providers. Black men aren't. Oh, really now? Because I definitely saw a black woman with a white dude, and I'm not hating on white dudes. You know, I got mad love for my white brothers and shit. I just got to point out the fallacies and the myths with these black women out here, because there's a black woman right there just admitted that she paid for everything. Guys, all that shit that women say on the internet. Oh, I ain't going 50-50. I ain't doing all of that. No, if you ain't providing. But here you have a black woman who's buying cars. She's paying bills and shit. But here's the problem though, right? Is there's a big difference between a woman cutting for you versus a woman taking care of you, right? As a man, you don't want no woman taking care of you, okay? And you got to understand the difference. You don't want no woman taking care of you, right? You're an able-bodied man, right? You got all your limbs and faculties. Your ass need to be getting to the bag, right? So you don't want a woman taking care of you. Now, if a woman wants to buy you a car because she got long bread like that, just because she feeling you, she cutting for you, cool. If she wants to spend some money on you and take you on a trip and buy you shit, cool. But no woman should be taking care of you, because what you saw in that clip was a woman who was frustrated by that shit. But anyway, so let's move on. So the reason why I want to show you that clip is because women liking you or a woman loving you does not equate to respect. It doesn't equate to a woman actually being influenced by you to not act a goddamn fool. So basically you had two wives, because all of them are married. You had two wives who go online and they basically make a mockery of their men. They're basically being disrespectful to their men online. I have never been in a relationship with a woman who would have did that to me. Never. Never. In fact, let me say this, right? So my ex, and yo, shout out Zay, appreciate the cash up. I got it, fam. My ex, I remember before we parted ways, right? Because we were friends on Facebook. She had posted something on Facebook, and it was a quote. And I remember women got mad at me for this, right? But it was a quote. She posted a quote on Facebook on her page. And whenever she would post shit on her Facebook page, I never really paid attention to it. Like when she would post pictures and shit, I never really liked or hearted her shit. I let other guys do that, right? And when I saw her, if she was looking good that day, I just gave her a compliment face to face. But online, I let other niggas do all that thirsty shit, right? So my point is this. When she posted what she posted, I read it and I didn't like it, right? And the reason why I didn't like it, because people who knew us, right? Her family, we had friends in common, you know, married couples, other couples. And I said, this can be misconstrued as a shot at me, right? This can be misconstrued as you're saying something negative about our relationship, right? So I hit her up, not on Facebook. I hit her up on the back end. And I said, because she wasn't at home when I saw it. So I texted her and I said, yo, that Facebook post you put up, and I explained to her, I said, this can be misconstrued as people thinking you're taking a shot at me. I'm gonna need you to take that shit down. This is what she did. She texted me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. It's just a quote, but I'll take it down if you like. And I said, yes, take it down. And she took it down. And I remember months later, I mentioned that shit on a Facebook post, and women got mad. Who are you to tell her? You're not her father. You can't tell her what to do. You're right. I can't tell her what to do. But I can damn sure instruct her or direct her to do something, and she has a choice. She can listen or not listen. If she listens, cool. If she don't, there's a consequence. So when she apologized, because she didn't blatantly do anything disrespectful, but again, here I am managing a situation, okay, making sure that don't nothing get put out in the universe that can reflect negatively on us as a unit, but also on me as an individual. Ain't having it. Ain't having it. But when you have this attitude of, well, either she likes you or not, these are guys that have a very simplistic and surface level view of dealing with women. Either she wants to fuck me or not. Either she wants to kick it with me or not. No. A woman liking me don't mean shit to me if she can't respect me. Y'all know my motherfucking motto, deference, humble submission and respect. If a woman doesn't show me deference, I don't want her. A woman can have sex with you and not respect you. Case in point, if y'all remember, months back, during one of the call-in shows, a guy called in. He met a woman at a nightclub or a bar. He took her home the same night, had sex with her, let her spend the night. Now, Pete, what I'm saying, because I'm going somewhere with this. This is where game comes in at. You don't let women spend the night that you just met, let alone a chick that you met the same night. You don't let her spend the night. But he got comfortable. He wanted to fall asleep in a pussy, right? He wanted to lay in a pussy. He probably wanted to wake up still fucking. He let her spend the night. He woke up in the morning. He tried to get her to leave. If y'all remember, she didn't want to leave. I'm gonna put stuttering and shit. Hold on real quick. She refused to leave. She didn't want to leave. So basically, he had a squatter on his hands. He had to call the police to get her removed. So why am I telling that story? I'm telling that story for a couple of reasons. Now, peep the title. The truth about why either she likes you or not is wrong. Now, this guy that met this chick in the club, nightclub, bar, whatever, he told us on a phone call that the woman revealed to him the same night before he took her home. He told us that she revealed to him that she had gotten into an argument with somebody. Okay, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or a guy she was seeing. She had gotten into an argument with somebody and she didn't have a place to go. Okay, why is that important? A lot of times when a woman is dealing with you or she's willing to have sex with you, it's not because she's genuinely and authentically attracted to you. It's not because she genuinely sexually desires you. It's because there's a benefit to fucking you. So if the woman told this guy, yo, I got into an argument with someone tonight, I really ain't got no place to go, and he fucks her, right, takes her home, obviously she went home with him for a place to fucking sleep. Common sense would have told you, if you're talking to a woman and she telling you she ain't got a place to go and she's willing to leave with you, it's because you're providing a temporary roof. Why in the hell would I take a woman with me who ain't got shit? She's telling me I ain't got no place to go. So that means you don't have a place you have a key to that you can go. That means you're codependent on somebody else saying you can stay here. You're dealing with a homeless bitch. Of course she's gonna fuck you for a warm place and a warm bed and probably something cold to drink. Some place where she can lay her head and get her thoughts together so she can figure out her next game plan. So when guys say the truth about why she either likes you or not, bro, why is she dealing with you? It doesn't matter that she's showing interest in you. It doesn't matter that she's willing to fuck with you or fuck you. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, is there an ulterior motive? Is there an ulterior motive that I can't see? Or is there an ulterior motive that I do see, but I'm ignoring it because I want pussy so fucking bad? She's conducting herself like she liked me. She's feeling me. So now you're getting caught up in what the bitch is doing instead of paying attention to what you need to be doing. And I got another story, but we're going to get to that in a moment. Let me make sure I get these questions. I don't want to leave y'all hanging. Since it's just me and we ain't taking calls, I'm going to try and do y'all a solid and get to all these questions. Right? So let me go. So if I miss something, just let me know. Okay, hold on. Let me get that out the way. Sophie DJ Abid says, I don't get many matches on dating apps. The ones I do get want to know me better first. They're not sexually attracted to you. Women who want to waste your time on social media, on these dating apps. Look, let me tell y'all something. I need guys to understand something. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, she wants to see you right away. Right? Even if a woman, now on a peep game, because I want to say this, I want to be fair to how some women move. There are sometimes when a woman will meet a man on a dating app and she's attracted to you and she's pondered the possibility of having sex with you. So she hasn't shot down the idea of having sex with you, right? She views you in that way, but she's a little uncertain whether or not she's going to go through with it. So oftentimes, talking to you on the phone or going out on a date with you can help clear her mind as to whether or not she wants to do it or not. But your job is to not allow her to dictate terms and conditions. When it comes to how you communicate with women and seeing women, you dictate that. So if a woman wants to quote unquote get to know you, she got to do that shit in person. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Many years ago, right? Back in the day, when we stopped going to clubs, because after a while we stopped going to nightclubs. Like I ain't finna go to these nightclubs, right? I'm too old. These motherfuckers is too young. They on that silly shit. So what we would do sometimes is we would go to clubs after the club is letting out. And when the chicks are leaving the club and they coming into the parking lot, we called it parking lot pimping. So we would be out there, you know, and then when chicks would come out the club, we were snatching them up. I can't tell y'all how many women I met doing that. I had sex with women doing that shit. Literally, they coming out the club, I'm scooping them up, hollering at them, hit them up with the digits. So one particular woman, I did that very thing. I hit her with the number, told her, yo, we need to get together. And I basically told her, yo, I'm going to be free next week around this time, around that time. You know, hit me up, let me know if you're with it, right? So she calls me. And what I do, when a woman calls me, I get straight to the point, right? Now, I'll get the particulars out the way. Hey, girl, how you been? What you been up to? All right, well, hey, good to hear from you. So anyway, and I get straight to the point of what I'm trying to do. So when I got the particulars out the way, I said, well, anyway, look, I got some availability on this day. Why don't you come through? So I invited her to the crib. And she said, I want to get to know you over the phone first. This is what she told me. I want to get to know you over the phone first. Do y'all want to know the next thing I said to her after she said that to me? Y'all want to know? Y'all want to know what I told this young lady after she said that goofy shit to me? I didn't tell her nothing. I just hung up. All she heard was a dial tone. I just hung up. I didn't say nothing. I just clicked, hung up, right? I don't let women play with my time, right? So some guys might be thinking, oh, well, dog, apparently she might like you. She might be feeling you because she took your number. You instructed her to call you. She's calling you. Either she likes you or not, but she don't know how to listen, though. She hard-headed. She don't know how to listen, though. Not only that, but she ain't dealing with me on my terms. What difference does it make whether she likes me or not? What difference? Even if someone told me, Zach, bro, all you got to do is talk on the phone with her a little bit, maybe a couple of days or so, nigga, she gonna let you smash after about a week. The answer is still no. I don't capitulate to women. I don't acquiesce to women. I don't make accommodations and concessions. I don't give a fuck about the prospect or the possibility of sex. It's not that important. Sex, as much as I enjoy sex, it's not that important. My self-respect, my integrity, my dignity is more important. And my motherfucking time is more important. I'm not letting women, look, for any women listening, I know some of y'all be flies on the wall. I don't want to fuck y'all bad enough. Not a single one of y'all is pretty enough. Your titties ain't big enough. Your ass ain't juicy enough. Your face ain't pretty enough for me to deviate from doing shit my way. It ain't. And a lot of guys can't even fathom that I'm saying that. Yeah, whatever. Nigga, that's you. That's you. Sex ain't hard to get. Sex, it really ain't that hard to get. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing no questions. There's a question right there. I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. All right, so, okay, so Zay, he says, can you get some game on introduction text on dating sites? Most women I send messages never apply. Bro, all you got to do is do this. You message the young lady, like, let's say her name is Tamara. You be like, hey, Tamara, this is Zay. You know, I see that we matched. You know, Tamara, I have some availability this weekend. In fact, I'm free Friday. I'm doing XYZ. If you're available, I want you to join me. If you're interested, here's my phone number. Give me a call today. Give me a call today. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to. Guys, when it comes to having a mouthpiece, being suave and smooth with your words and all that other shit, I'm not saying that shit don't have its place. It does. But what's more important than being smooth or suave and any of that is just you being straight up and conveying what you really want to do in a transparent, confident, assertive manner. Just let women know what you want to do. Guys, it's simple. Give women something to respond to. Tell women what you want to do. Guys, when you tell women exactly what you want to do, they have no choice but to reveal how they feel about your offer. So if a woman says, you know what? That sounds great. I'll call you in an hour. Boom! That's it. If a woman doesn't respond, it don't matter. If she responds a day or two, a week later, whatever, it don't matter. Or if she responds, you move kind of fast, don't you? You're for it, aren't you? Now, me, I'm at a stage in my life where I wouldn't even respond to that. Simply because I gave you instructions to do something. And now you're responding and you're telling me something that has nothing to do with the instructions I gave to you. So you're going to gloss over what I said to you and ask me a question? So when I was younger, I might have said, I'm a man who knows what he wants. I might have said that. Now, I'm not even responding. I'm just ignoring her. And I'm unmatching. Why? Because I ain't got time to be fucking around with no chick that don't know how to fucking listen. Straight up and down. I ain't got no time. Time is precious, goddammit. Y'all know those motherfuckers my age that are dying left and fucking right. There's dudes dying in their sleep. They ain't waking up. Shit, nigga, every day counts. I'm not wasting a second. I'm not wasting a millisecond on a woman that don't want to sample this dick. If she don't want this dick, I don't want her. Straight up and down. We ain't got to fuck the very first time that we meet. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, The moment I realize she ain't sexually attracted to me, I ain't fucking with her. I'm done with her. Or if she wants to try and control sex and try and get me to do all this shit first before, no, baby girl, no. You're forgetting the hierarchy. Okay, you must have forgot who's running the show. You thought you was running the show? No. I am. Okay, we're not running it together. I'm running it by myself. And either you're gonna follow it or you're gonna reject it. It matters to me not. There's too many women, bro. There's too many women to be sweating one woman. So, boom. So, Zay, rewind it back. Use exactly what I told you. Now, you can tweak the words to match your personality, but exactly what I told you, that's more than enough to get the job done as far as a woman responding. Okay? And guys, let me say this real quick. It's not about a woman responding favorably. That's not the point. The point isn't for the woman to respond favorably. The point is this. The point is for you to get your shit off. The point is for you to let women know exactly what you want to do. And no matter what the outcome is, you can feel good about the fact that I said exactly what I wanted to say. I didn't mince my words, right? I was transparent. I was straight up. I was direct. I was confident and assertive in the way I presented her with the opportunity. If she take it, she's a smart woman. If she don't, that's her fault. She missing out. I'm not. And guys, y'all need to stop acting like y'all missing out on women. No, you're not. No, you're not. The only time you can say you missed out on a woman is when you had a down-ass woman in your corner and you did something to fuck it up. But I'm talking about a down-ass woman who's girlfriend quality, though, that you've been dealing with for a while, and you fuck it up. You do something to fuck it up. But beyond that, man, come on now. On to the next. And even then, it's still on to the next. James Morrell says, is it okay to ever go to a fuck buddy's crib to smash if she asks? It looks like asking a lot to both drive and deliver a high-quality dick. There's nothing wrong with going to a woman's crib to smash. Here's where I would say you got to be careful. If you're calling a woman or if you're texting a woman for her to come over to your spot and she always got something to do, she can never link up when you're trying to, and the only time she wants to fuck is on her time, right? Like she ain't never there. Like when you texting her or calling, she ain't never responding to you telling her, man, let's get together and make this happen. But she's on that, don't call me, I'll call you type shit. Me personally, I'm not dealing with that, right? Because basically what she's saying is, I'm only gonna fuck you when I want your dick. When you want me to come over and break you off, I'm not doing it. Because for me, this is just how I look at it. You don't got to look at it the same way as I look at it. I look at it as she thinks her time is more valuable than mine. I look at it as she is not sexually submissive, right? Because a woman who is sexually submissive, she's not trying to control any aspect of the sex. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you. A woman who is sexually submissive, she is not trying to control any aspect of the sex. The frequency, where it happens at, and the type of sex that happens. A woman should literally be on some, whatever you want to do, daddy. Whatever you want to do. I've literally had a woman tell me that. And when I heard that, I'm like, that's the type of shit I like to hear. Whatever you want to do. You just let me know. You got it. If a woman ain't coming like that, I'm throwing it back. One of y'all can have her. Y'all can have her. But James Morrell, do you have your own crib though? Okay, that will be the question. Do you have your own crib? Because if she's never coming to your crib, although you have a crib and you're only coming to hers, you got to ask yourself this question. Is there something about your place of residence that she don't like? Is it messy? Is it sloppy? Is it disorganized? What is it? Right? Now, if it's a situation where she like, oh, you live too far. Oh, see, if a woman tells me that, you live too far for me to drive to you, but you can drive to me, I automatically will lose all interest because this is what I know for a fact. Women will drive Women will cross time zones. Women will cross state lines for dick. Women will sacrifice sleep for dick. An example, if you're dealing with a woman and she says, oh, it's late. I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And let's say it's like midnight. There are women, if they are sexually attracted to you enough and they're horny, it has to be that combination. They're sexually attracted to you enough and they're kind of horny, right? Especially if you've had sex with them before and they're used to you, right? But even if you haven't had sex with them, still, if they're sexually attracted to you enough and they're horny, they will get dick down by you, make it home by 2, take a quick hour nap, get up, shower, and go to work. Yes, they will. And there's a video. Don't take my word for it. There is a viral video clip of a black woman. And I say she's black, so if you ever look for it, to look for a young black woman, probably in her 20s. She told a story of how she drove 7 hours to go see a guy for some dick. She never met this guy. They never met face to face. They either met on a dating app or they met online. I don't recall which one. She drove 7 hours to go see this dude that she never met face to face before because she wanted his dick that bad. 7 hours, guys, right? I'll be hard pressed to drive 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a long time for me to drive, right? But 7 hours? Ain't no way in hell I'm driving 7 hours for no pussy. But this chick drove 7 hours. And she said in the video clip that she was popping NoDos. You know, those pills that help you stay awake? She was popping them joints, right? So I just want to point that shit out, man. So real quick, let me go back to the chat. Mr. Justin in the building. What's up, fam? Long time no see. So Justin says a lot of dudes like sexually aggressive women behavior. To me, for me, Justin, it depends. Like, I'll give you an example. A couple months back, I had a chick grab my dick. And I did not like that shit. I didn't like it at all. She grabbed my dick, she reached, and she grabbed a handful. A handful of that USDA 100% beef. She grabbed a handful of that shit. And I backed up. And I looked at her. I did not like it at all. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it depends. Yeah, the aggressive shit, I'm not really with the aggressive shit. I don't mind women who are more, I guess, assertive, if you will. They're more direct with their desire to have me ravage them. I'm okay with that, right? But sexually aggressive, it's kind of like, I was watching Lucario and Miles today. Shout out to them with their Media Monday. And one of the guys called in and he was talking about a woman bonding his hands. I'm not with that. A woman cannot put me in handcuffs. You cannot tie my hands. No. Especially like behind my back or my hands like are tied behind, to the bedpost. Maybe if you put like a tie, if a woman put like a necktie, but my hands are in front of me, I might consider that. But where my hands are tied and I can't, no. Because I can't, the feeling of being dominated sexually, no. I dominate sexually. I can't have a woman, no. I'm not, I can't do that. I ain't with that shit. So let me get to the next question. Okay. So King just says, regarding that story of the woman using that man in the club for a house over her head, can you still vet a woman you just met and sleep with her that same night? Well, I mean, you can vet her for purposes of sex, if you're talking about a one-night stand. But the only way you can vet a woman beyond that is if there's mutual interest in dealing with each other going forward. Right? You got to deal. This has got to be a woman, like even with a fuck buddy situation, right? A woman has to mutually agree to let you beat it up once a week, once every couple of weeks, whatever it is. A woman has to mutually agree to that. She has to want to do that. Now, if she does, you can use that situation to vet her, right? Because once you start fucking her and you see how much she likes it, how much she enjoys it, she can't get enough of you and shit, right? You can use those moments to kind of see where her head is at and how she conducts herself and whether or not she can play that role admirably. Now, Pete, what I just said, if you put a woman in a fuck buddy role, can she play her position admirably? Meaning she ain't bitching, she ain't whining, she ain't complaining. She's more than happy to be your fuck buddy, right? Because you not dealing with her at all is a much worse prospect than her just having access to you sexually. Now, if you are a great lover, you know what I'm saying, you are extremely good in bed, then yeah, then you know, it is what it is. Now, if you are an average to slightly above average lover, yeah, a woman might deal with you simply because there's nothing else around, right? I hate to tell you, but you know, because women get horny, right? If a woman is horny enough, she'll have sex with a man who's average in bed, especially if she's familiar with him. Well, you know, I'm familiar with him, and this is why. And let me just say this: like some women, if you've ever dealt with a woman who always wants to get on top, right? That's probably because you can't make her orgasm in any other position. And the only way she can get hers is to get on top. So if you can't make a woman come in any other position, she has to get on top to do the work to get hers, chances are you're probably not as good of a lover as you think. At least not with her. Because every woman is different, right? I just want to point that out. Every woman is different. Right, so we got that out the way. All right, so real quick, another question right here. All right, so hold on real quick. All right, so Steve-O Baby says, Zach, when you tell a woman goodbye and she keeps calling you, the best thing to do is to ignore her. Cause, is that right? Bro, I had to change my number one time. I had to change my number. I was dealing with this chick. She became obsessed. She became obsessed. She became so obsessed that she was fucking up her relationships. Right? Like literally, she was self-sabotaging situations with other men where men wanted to be with her. Like they were willing to pay bills and all that. She was self-sabotaging those shits because she was so obsessed with fucking with me. So one time I told her I had to stop fucking her, right? Okay, let me just tell you the story. So this chick, I was fucking her, it was late, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was getting up to leave. And she didn't want me to leave. And I said, girl, I'm leaving. I'm going home. And she was like, no. So she jumped in front of the door. She got in front of the, and I've been fucking this chick for months. But she just started acting crazy, right? And this was literally the first time she did anything like this, right? So she jumped in front of the door. And she wouldn't let me leave. And finally, I just moved her. I just grabbed her, picked her up, and put her on the couch, right? And when I say put her on the couch, I'm stretching it. I kind of tossed her ass on the couch. Get over there, right? And I left. So as I'm getting into my car, she runs outside. She has on like a nightgown or a nightie or a teddy or whatever the fuck. And she jumps on the hood of my fucking car. Like I'm literally backing out and she jumps on the hood of my shit. And it's late at night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this bitch is bugging. Right? She won't let a nigga leave. Right? So finally, I started picking up speed and she just hopped off. I like, bitch, I will pick up speed and I will run over your ass if you don't get off my car. You know what I'm saying? Right? So finally she got off and I got out there and I texted her. I said, we're done. Lose this number. So the next day, I was in a movie theater, and she called me like 30 times, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, in a span of 20 minutes, back to back to back to back to back. Then I blocked her. Right? Then she started calling from, I guess she started borrowing people's cell phones, and she started calling from other numbers. And I started blocking them shits. And finally I said, fuck it. And I just got my number changed. I said, fuck this. I'm saying, this bitch is crazy. Right? So Steve-O baby, yes, there are some women who got some sense, who ain't crazy, and they'll move on, about their business. But sometimes if you dealt with enough women, you're gonna have a stalker or two. You're gonna have one or two women, sometimes more than that, depending on how many women you've dealt with, who are, bro, they got some issues. They got some issues. So anyway. So Mikey says, just join. Was this scheduled every Monday? Are we getting more live streams from you on here? Yes, you will be getting more live streams. Yes. It just so happens that I have availability when I normally don't, right? But you will get more live streams. Every Monday, that might be a good idea. I might have to do that. Stay tuned. See, I gotta under promise and over deliver. Stay tuned. And that's exactly how you should deal with women. Under promise, over deliver. Right? Under promise, over deliver. Right? You should always set a woman's expectations as far as what you can do realistically. Never set a woman's expectations for something that you hope to do or something that you're not used to doing. Right? Because oftentimes you're not going to be able to be consistent with that. And then you're going to run into issues. What made the girl grab you like that? She's probably watching this live stream right now, but I'm going to tell you exactly what made her do it. So, she's probably watching this shit too, right? But, you know what? I don't know if I should say it, because there's other people involved. And as soon as I say it, other people that were at this particular location, they're going to know what I'm talking about. And they're probably going to know who I'm talking about. So no, I can't tell that story. I'll just say this. I'll just say this. This is a woman who was attracted to me, right? I knew she was attracted to me, right? But this is also a woman that was kind of bullshitting, though. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of bullshitting on making shit happen. So as far as I was concerned, I was done with it. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with shorty no more, right? So I kind of moved on from the idea of dealing with her, right? So this particular evening when she did that, it caught me by surprise because she had been bullshitting, right? And I had already moved on from the prospect of dealing with her sexually. Like, I moved on from it, like I ain't even sweating that shit, right? So, but there's a broader story. I just can't tell it simply because there's other people involved other than myself and her, and they would know exactly what I'm talking about, and I don't want to put people out there like that. But girl, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you had your opportunity. Okay, you passed up on it. You know what I'm saying? You passed up on it. Right? So anyway, let's get to the next one. So Elo says, what's a good way to improve your mouthpiece besides just talking with women? That's it. Just talking to women. Look, here's the real reason why guys have trouble saying fly shit to women. Is because a lot of you guys don't believe women will be about what you want to say. See, a lot of guys deep down inside, there's a lot of shit y'all want to say. Y'all just don't think women are really going to respond favorably to it. Okay, and it really shouldn't matter if women do or not. But a lot of times, look, let me tell y'all something. Shout out to one of my clients, young boy, 24 years old. Right? He knows who he is. He might be 25 now. I think he had a birthday. Right? 24, 25-year-old. So I'm not going to say where he works, right? But I'll say this. Where he works at, he gets off late. He works Monday through Friday, and he probably listening. He knows exactly who he is. So and I forget what he said to the young lady. I forget exactly what he said, but he said something to the young lady because he works with this young lady. Now I tell you guys, don't fuck with chicks at your job. But if you ask me for dating advice about a woman, like if we're doing a consultation, a private consultation, and you ask me dating advice about a woman at the gym or your job, I'm going to give it to you simply because you're paying me for advice. So I'll give it to you, right? Although on these public live streams, I don't like really talking about that, right? Because I really want you guys to get out of the habit of easy macking, right? Or trying to mac on an easy mode or lazy macking, right? But if you ask me on a private consultation, I'm going to give you the advice. Right? I'm not going, when it comes to lying and deception, I'm not going to give you no advice that has anything to do with lying on women or deceiving or playing games. I don't do that, right? So, and this guy, he been fucking, right? Ever since I've been giving the youngins some consultations, right? He's been a little bit more bold and assertive in what he says to women when he first meet them. So, and he's literally, and shout out to him, because in addition to the story I'm about to tell you, he's actually approaching women in groups. And on 2 separate occasions, he approached a mother and a daughter. And he complimented both of them, you know what I'm saying? Because he said, he realized that they looked alike, right? So he was speaking to that. And then when he realized they were mother and daughter, he complimented them on some, I can see where your daughter gets, her good looks from, like mother, like daughter. So he's literally talking to the mother and daughter. The daughter had a boyfriend. The mother was single. So guess who he ended up linking up with? The mom, right? There was another situation that we talked about a couple of days ago where he met, I think it was 4 women. It was a group of 4, and all of them were related. They were all family members. So he's talking to them, and one of the women in the group was feeling him, right? So when he was talking to all the other women, one of the women in particular was staring at him the hardest. Okay, and I tell you guys, when you approach groups of women, never separate the woman you have your eye on. Always introduce yourself to the group. Shake all their hands. Introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Carrie. What's your name? Introduce yourself to all of them. And in the midst of introducing yourself to all of them, pay attention to how all of them respond to you. Because the one you have your eye on may not be interested in you, but another one in the group may be interested in you. So if you jump the gun and you try and separate the one that you have interest in before you can get a chance to kind of peep the scenario, you run the risk of getting none of them. Where if you take your time with it and you pay attention, you read the room, right? More than likely, you can get at least one, even though it might not be the initial one that you had your eye on. But the other one, she's attractive too. She just is not as attractive as the other one. So anyway, so shout out to him. So anyway, so where he works at, he said something to this young lady, and I forget exactly what he told her, but whatever he said, she said something to the effect of, "Oh, you got my interest now." But something happened where they work at. I can't say where they work at. Where they worked at, something occurred where she had to part ways from him. They couldn't. They had to stop the conversation. So he's asking me, what should I do? Because I want to see her, but I have a couple of dates lined up this weekend already. So I don't have time this weekend, and I don't want to set a date too far into the future because I'm afraid she might lose, it might get lost in translation and she might lose interest if I set it too far into the future. And I asked him, I said, "You can't see her during the week? Why I got to be on the weekend?" And he said, "I get off late. I get off at 11:30 at night." And I said, "Say, bro." I said, "This is what you do, okay? And I'm gonna put y'all up on some game. And I'm gonna make a whole video about this. I tell you guys not to ask questions. Now, people, I'm going somewhere with this. Don't ask questions, right? But hold on, let me move this out the way. Hold on, I'll finish telling you the story real quick. Okay, hold on, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna get to that question, Oaktown Finest. I'm just going back and I'm getting all the questions because I'm not really reading the chat because I'm talking, right? So real quick. So I told him, I said, bro, I said, this is what you do, right? Instead of asking questions, you make an inquiry. Now, peep the verbiage, peep the language. Words are important. Instead of asking the woman a question, you make an inquiry. But the inquiry is for you to get intel that's specific to what you're trying to do now. The problem with a lot of guys, when you ask women questions, the questions you're asking have little to nothing to do with what you're trying to do now. Asking a woman where she grew up at has nothing to do with whether or not you want to dick her down or whether or not she might be sexually attracted to you. You asking her where she's from, how many siblings she has, what she likes to do for fun. No. You make an inquiry. This is what I mean by that. So I told him, I said, look, tell her or ask her, say, look, what time do you get off? And then let her tell you what time she get off, right? Inquiry, you're getting intel. And when she says what time she gets off, right? Because now listen, because the time that she gets off matters. Because if she gets off way earlier than him, she might have time to take a nap because he gets off at 11:30. If she gets off at the same time that he does, then that's also something to take into account. They can go straight to her crib. Because where he stay at, right, he can't really have the chick where he at, right? Because he's staying with a family right now. He's staying with a whole family. So he can't really have the chick where he at, right? So, and I told her, I said, when she answers the question, immediately tell her, I get off at 11:30. You know, if that ain't too late, why don't you invite me by and we can finish this conversation in private? Because remember, they were having a conversation and she said something about, that sounds intriguing. Like, I wish I could remember exactly what the fuck. Bro, if you listen and call in and tell these people what the, I said call in. Get into the comment section and tell these motherfuckers what I told you. I'm trying to remember what the fuck I told them, right? But regardless of what the fuck he told me and then exactly what I told him. But the thing of it is, I told him, tell her I get off at 11:30. And the reason why he needed to say that, because you're basically inquiring as to whether or not she wants a late night visitor. And he did that. And he texted me today and he said, she's with it, right? So it's not about saying a bunch of fly shit, even though he did like what I said. It's not about saying a bunch of fly shit. It's about the whole point is conveying the message, right? The main message is this. She was intrigued by what you said. So all you got to do, because you can't invite her to your crib, is get an invite to hers. And how you start the process of getting the invite is finding out what time she gets off of work. Let her know what time you get off of work, because you can't do it this weekend, because I think he has 3 dates. He has a date on Saturday and he has 2 dates on Sunday. So that's 3 chicks the weekend. And he's doing something with, hold on, tonight, I'll tell y'all motherfuckers. Hold on. And I might show y'all the text, but I can't show y'all. I got to make sure y'all can't see his name. I got to make sure y'all can't see his name. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can see this. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going over to the doctor's house after work. I said what you told me. That's what's up. I won't steer you wrong. Proof right there. I'm going over to the doctor's house, right? I kind of gave y'all some information. Hold on real quick. Right? So right there, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up this morning and he said it's on and popping. It's on and popping, right? Your boy know a little something about a little something. Your boy know a little something about a little something, right? So again, it's not about, now, if you got away with words, it's the homie right there. Shout out to the homie Malik Whitaker in the motherfucking building. Shout out to the homie. Oh, he has a YouTube channel. God damn it. I'm having a brain freeze. Oh, what's your YouTube channel now? Hold on, man. Hold on. I forgot. Give me a second, bruh. Damn, Malik. Hold on, man. For whatever reason, I'm having a brain freeze on your YouTube. Put your YouTube channel. Malik, put your YouTube channel. Put both of them in the chat so I can promote it. I didn't forgot your goddamn. I done forgot your shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a brain freeze. I'm old, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so hold on real quick. So let's get to Oaktown's finest. What's good, Zach? Just wanted to know, when you start off as fuck buddies, how many weeks, months are you doing that before you want to start taking her on dates? Appreciate the game. Well, for me, there are going to be instances where a woman will never be anything but a fuck buddy. That's all she will ever be. It doesn't matter what she does. She can cook, she can clean, she can try and pay for dates, she can try and do whatever. And there's nothing she can do that will make me do anything other than that. Now, sometimes when I meet certain women, it's automatically you're a fuck buddy. That's your designation. I'll never do anything with you beyond that. And there's other women that I meet where I'm open to possibilities depending on her. It depends on how consistent she is. It depends on whether or not she's showing a brother deference, humble submission, and respect. It depends on how compliant she is. It depends on how hard she's campaigning and auditioning, right? Because a woman investing her pussy, that's not enough for me to want to do anything with her beyond fucking her. She got to invest way more than that. She got to invest way more than her body. And a woman telling me she wants to spend time with me outside of sex, spend time doing what? You know, entice me. Tell me what you want to do. Oh, you want to spend time with me taking you out on dates? Nah. Now, if you're telling me I want to spend time with you, Carrie, I'll take you out. Okay, I might listen to that. I might be inclined to listen because that's enticing me, right? So if a woman wants access to me non-sexually, you got to entice me. Show me why. What are you doing outside of fucking me is showing me that I should give you access to me non-sexually. What are you doing? Because you telling me that you want access to me non-sexually, that ain't enough. I don't care how pretty you are, how good the sex is. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Okay, what else are you doing? Okay, show me. Show a brother. Show me, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Hold on, man. Hold on. Now I'm bothered. I gotta tell y'all the brother's channel. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Fuck it. Fuck. Left Wing Kings. Left Wing Kings. Left Wing Kings. Right? So y'all check out the homie, Left Wing Kings and shit. That's Malik Whitaker. That's the homie. I went to high school with the homie. So I've known the homie for, goddamn. It's been a long time, brother. Been like 30 years. Has it been 30? Yeah. Yeah, it's been 30 years since I've known him. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the first people I met when I moved to San Antonio. When I was 15. I was 15 going on 16. He's one of the very few people I met, or very first people I met. And we used to ball together. We used to play basketball together. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the homie and shit. But anyway, let's get to some of these questions. There's a question right there. I don't want to miss that. There's another question. I don't want to miss that. Okay. Yeah, bro, I'm tripping. You know why I was tripping? Because I was thinking about Game Kings. Game Kings kept coming into my mind. This is why Left Wing, I couldn't come up with the Left Wing because my mind was stuck on Kings. Right? I was thinking about Game Kings. I'm like, no, Game Kings, that's Lucario and Miles and shit. Right? So yeah. I'm getting old, man. Look, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I might need to take one of them brain tests and shit, you know. But anyway, let's go. So Trinity now says, ways to make her come if she can only when she's on top, like you mentioned. Well, you can make a woman come if you're on top, if you're manipulating her clitoris, right? But also, I want guys to understand there are positions you can put women in, depending on the angle that you're going inside of her, and also the shape of your penis. Like, does it curve to the right? Does it curve to the left? Does it hook down? Does it hook up? You can put her in certain positions where the tip of your joint is rubbing up against the G spot or her clitoris. Y'all gotta understand, a woman's clitoris, it's not just it's not just the part that you flick. There's a whole thing, inside. It's like a flap inside of her that covers a nice little diameter on the inside of her. All that shit is connected, right? So if you're going in at a certain angle and you're hitting that, right? You look. This is why, and I'm trying not to get graphic. This is why, for instance, if you guys watch porn, right? If you guys watch porn, and I'm not telling you to watch it, I'm saying if you do, this is why you'll watch, like, there's one particular woman that you might think is attractive and you watch multiple videos of her or whatever, right? And you might see her with a dude that has a larger than average size penis, right? And then you see her with another dude whose joint is half the size. But yet with the guy that got a smaller joint, she's coming all over the place. She's squirting all over the place. A lot of that has to do with his stroke game and just how he does it. But sometimes it has to do with the shape of your joint and the angle that you're hitting when you're inside. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go any further than that, right? I'm gonna leave it at that. So, but you, part of understanding who you are sexually, right, is understanding first and foremost what you like, right? What you like, right? But also you becoming an adept at being a jack of all trades, meaning whether it's your penis, whether it's your finger or your tongue, a woman can get off. Women used to call me a triple threat. They used to be like, multiple women gave me a triple threat. Dick, finger, tongue, I can make a bitch come, right? Boom, right? So if you can do that, if you can make a woman come with your tongue, your fingers, and your penis, bro, she ain't going nowhere. Unless you do something to fuck it up. But even when she do leave, like let's say you just, fucking her, and she finds a guy that wants to make her a girlfriend, yeah, she might dip for a little while, but when she realized that guy's inconsistent and he ain't really what she thought he was, guess what she gonna do? She gonna be right back, because there aren't too many guys that can make women orgasm in a multitude of ways consistently. Mind you, consistently. That's important, because if you do it once or twice, that's like lightning, you know what I'm saying? Lightning in a bottle, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you got lucky, maybe she was just real horny that day, and you ain't what she thought you was, she might lose interest, right? So, food for thought. All right, so hold on real quick. Okay, let me grab these questions. Hey, man, you got to be a triple threat. You got to be a triple threat. But let me just say this, because being a triple threat, in my opinion, that's more important for relationships. I'm not saying that being a triple threat doesn't matter in fuck buddy scenarios, because a fuck buddy scenario is a relationship. It's just not a serious one, but it's a relationship. But when I talk about being a triple threat, that's very, very important in a long-term relationship or marriage, right? Simply because, especially if you're talking about being sexually exclusive, it's extremely important that you can please your woman a multitude of ways. Because the reality of monogamy sex or monogamous sex is people get used to each other. For some people, it does get boring. Relationship sex does get a little boring, because this is what guys got to understand. When women were single, like let's say you're in a relationship, or let me just put it another way. When women are single and they're experiencing different men, even if a woman wants to be in a relationship, if they're experiencing different men casually, they are experiencing variety. right? And sometimes they're having fun. They're enjoying it, right? It doesn't mean they don't want a boyfriend or to be married at some point, but they're enjoying it in the meantime until a man comes along to take them off the dating market, right? So once a woman gets into a relationship, assuming that she's not a cheater, because there are some women who don't cheat, believe it or not. You just can't prove it. You can't prove whether or not a woman will ever cheat on you or not. You can't prove it. You can't prove faithfulness. You can't prove fidelity. You can hope it, you can think it, you can wish it, but you can't prove it, right? But there are women out there that won't cheat. But here's my point, though. If you're dealing with a woman who won't cheat, she still needs to be sexually satisfied. Because although she might not cheat, she might leave you. Because there are some women who will leave you, right? They're not cheaters, but if they're not happy in the relationship, they would rather end it than to cheat. But them not cheating has nothing to do with you. Them not cheating, it's about their own morality compass, right? It's about their own beliefs, their own value system. Okay, women not cheating or cheating never has anything to do with you. It's all about them. It's about what they want to do, right? Like even if a woman is married, like listen, I know women, if they are in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, they'll cheat. But if they're married, they won't. And the reason why they won't cheat if they're married is because they take their covenant with God serious. For them, being married is a covenant with God, and they take their covenant with God. See, it's not the man, it's the covenant with God. And that's why they don't cheat, right? It's not about you, it's the covenant with God. And I've known women who they were going through a divorce where the husband cheated on them, and they were going through a divorce and they still didn't have sex with anybody until after the divorce was finalized. Because that's how serious they take marriage. Now, hopefully, some of you guys might encounter women who think like that. They're out there. They do not grow on trees, though. You will not find women out there in abundance, no, who think like that. They're out there, though, right? Oftentimes, you just never really know if that chick is that chick or not. So it's a roll of the dice. It's a calculated risk. You just, if you want a relationship or a marriage, that's just a risk you got to take, right? It is what it is. It ain't pretty, baby, but it is what it is. All right, so he says, can a man's mouthpiece alone be a reason for taking your woman? And if so, is it best to hold a position mentally as in she's only here for now until she chooses not to be here? Okay, I'm glad you asked that. Great question. This is what all guys need to remember. I don't care if a woman is your girlfriend, your fiance, or your wife. All of them are temporary. All of them. They're all temporary. And I'm not saying that to disparage women in any way. Everybody's temporary. Think about how many friends, since you were in elementary school, how many best friends have you had? How many girls have you dealt with? How many coworkers have you had? How many relatives were you cool with and now you're not cool with? Everybody's fucking temporary, right? Y'all got to remember, as we age, as we get older, as life happens to people, as we go through our trials and tribulation, some people start to look at the world different. And a lot of times when you look at the world differently, you look at people differently. It's par for the course. So sometimes what interested a woman in you initially, 5 years later, she's no longer interested in that thing, right? Because she's evolved, she's changed. She looks at the world differently. She looks at relationships differently, right? This is why a woman could be dealing with you. She could be addicted to your dick. She can be fucking with you. And then she just ups and leaves. And she gets into a relationship with a guy who can't fuck her as good as you. He ain't even nowhere, he ain't nowhere on your level sexually. But because he is willing to give her a relationship and you're not, she out of there. Because when you met her, she prioritized good dick. Now she's prioritizing an emotional bond. She's prioritizing an emotional connection. She's prioritizing a relationship. She's prioritizing a family. It's not to say sex is unimportant. It's just not as important, right? That's just us evolving naturally over time, man. But yeah, a mouth. Yeah, I got. Look, look. Let me tell y'all something. It don't even got to be a guy's mouthpiece, guys. A woman. I'll just tell you a story. Fuck it. I'll just tell you a story. I had a girlfriend years ago, and we went to a party. And we were coming through the backyard. We were coming through the gate. And there was a dude that was a friend of one of my brothers. He opened the gate. Now, I was cool with him. We weren't friends, but I was cool with him. He opened the gate. And I introduced him to my girlfriend at the time. Instantly, I see her mood change. I literally see it unfold. He didn't see it. He didn't catch it. But I see her respond to him. He didn't say anything smooth. He just shook her hand. I could tell she was sexually attracted to him. She was physically attracted to him at first, but I could tell as we were talking, because we were talking for a little while. And I could tell as he began, as the conversation, because it was three of us talking, as the conversation went on between us three, I can tell the energy, her becoming more attractive. I can sense it. I can feel it, right? So I could tell. And that's another story that I told about a woman I was dealing with, and we were just fucking. And I basically passed her off to one of my homies, right? And if y'all remember the story, when I had her in the crib, I was leaving the crib, and he was in the bathroom. He was in the bathroom to my left. She was on my right, right? This was a roommate of mine, back in the day, right? So as I'm walking her to the door, he was in the bathroom with his shirt off, and he had a tattoo on his back. And she asked him about the tattoo because she was curious about it. Now, what she said to him and his response, there was nothing that was out of the way. It was perfectly normal banter and conversation, right? But I could tell, I can sense it. It's something about it. Like when it comes to sexual energy, I have a knack for being able to feel the shit, right? But I knew, I said to myself, she want to fuck my friend, right? So I walk into the door, boom, 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 let her go. I come back and I tell him, I said, yo, she want to fuck you. That's all I said, she want to fuck you. And he thought she said something to me. I said, she didn't say nothing. And I said, I can tell. Like, how can you tell? I said, I can't explain it. I can tell when we were walking by the bathroom, it was a combination of how she was looking at you, and it was just her demeanor. It was just, I could just tell, like she with it. And I said, I'll prove it to you. So at the time, we were living in Oklahoma City. And, he's from San Antonio. I'm not from San Antonio, but I've been here, pretty much forever, right? With the exception of when I was in the military and when I moved to Oklahoma briefly, right? And of course, when I was a kid, right? So my point is this. The woman, she knew both him and I came up from San Antonio. So we're in Oklahoma City. And I told him, I said, this is what I want you to do. Look, look, let me tell y'all something. I know how to quarterback some shit. So I said, this is what I want you to do. I said, I'm going to give you her phone number. Now, some of y'all might remember this story. I said, I'm going to give you her phone number. This is what I want you to tell her. I want you to tell her, Carrie went back to San Antonio to visit family, and, I came across your phone number. And truth be told, I was always attracted to you. I've been feeling you, but you was dealing with my man. But, now that he's not here, I'm just using this opportunity to reach out. That's exactly what I had him say to her. What did you think she said? She was with it. So, and I'm on the phone. Look, he's on the phone talking to her. I'm sitting right next to him. And I'm laughing the whole time, not out loud, but I'm laughing the whole time because I'm looking at him like, I told you so. I told you she wanted to fuck, right? So I'm listening to the whole conversation, right? And then boom, he invited her over. And when she came, now I didn't have to go back to San Antonio. I did not have to go to San Antonio, right? I just told him to tell her that, right? when she came over, I was there. I was in, because it was a 2-bedroom apartment. I was in my bedroom with the door closed, right? So I heard everything. I heard her come in. I heard him take her to the room, and I heard it all, right? So I'm on my bed laughing like a motherfucker, right? Let's laugh, and I'm smiling, right? She leave, I high five my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She wasn't my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? She was just a girl I was fucking, right? But my point is this. Number one, I don't get all wrapped up in all that. But to your point, Mike, I went on a whole tangent. But to my point, can a man's mouthpiece alone be a reason for taking your woman? Not necessarily. A woman, there are times when women are just instantaneously sexually attracted to a man. This is why I tell you guys, sexual attraction is not logical. It's not logical, right? For a woman to walk by a guy and say, I don't even know him, but I want to give him some pussy. There is nothing logical about a woman feeling. Now, Pete, what I said. See, logic comes from thought. Logic comes from thinking about shit. That's where logic comes from. Being illogical comes from being emotional without thought. You just feel something and respond to your feelings. That's what sexual attraction is in a nutshell. It's a feeling that a woman gets. It don't require any thought for a woman to know if she wants to fuck you or not. It's the feeling that she gets, right? That's why I tell you guys, women know right away. It don't take women 2 or 3 days. Both these women, my girlfriend that I introduced to the homie, I knew she was sexually attracted to him. So as soon as I realized that, I made sure they was never in the same location again and shit. Like, I can't have that, right? But my point is this. And that was my girlfriend, and I was in a monogamous relationship at that point. But I made sure they was not in the same location ever again, right? And I'm there like, Because if this chick ever cheated on me, it's got to be, it can't be with someone that I know, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be with a complete stranger. Like, I'm going to make her work for side dick. You know what I'm saying? She's going to have to fuck with someone somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to just hand her some dick if she's my girlfriend and we're in a monogamous relationship. But when it comes to other women, you know what I'm saying, man? Hey, dog, you can have her. Hey, if she want to get with you, dog, I'll help you. I'll help you get her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem. And that ain't the first time. That's not the first time I help dudes, you know what I'm saying, get with a chick and shit. But anyway, right? So, yes, a guy with a mouthpiece can get your girl. But also a guy who ain't even trying to talk, a guy who don't even notice your girl can get your girl because she noticed him. Now, let me run that back. A man who's not even paying attention to your woman, he could care less about your woman even existing. He can get your girl because she noticed him. It be like that sometimes. This is why when guys be worried about, oh, I don't want my chick taking girl trips and going out with her girlfriend on girls' night out. A woman can be anywhere. She can be at the grocery store. She can be at the gas station. She can be at a hospital. You know what I'm saying? There's literally no place on earth a woman can't wind up at where she can't run across a man she ends up sexually attracted to. You can't stop it. This is why I say sexual attraction is not a faucet. Meaning just because you get into a loving relationship doesn't mean that that woman won't find other men attractive or that she won't find other men sexually appealing. Okay? Just because a woman finds a man sexually appealing, if she's in a relationship, that doesn't mean she's going to act on it. Women can still find other men sexy, like, ooh, girl, if I wasn't in a relationship, if I wasn't married, girl, he can get it. I've literally had women tell me that, where they told me, ooh, you're about 3 months too late. I got a boyfriend. If I didn't have a man, I would definitely fuck with you. Like, I've had multiple women tell me that. Multiple women tell me that shit. Right? Look, let me tell you the quick story. I remember I was in a mall. And I was young as hell. I was in a mall one time. And y'all know how the second level of the mall, it has that little bridge where it connects one side of the mall to the next. Right? So they have the bridge with the little railings. So there was a chick. She was standing next to her man. Like, they were all hugged up and shit. she was standing next to her man, hugged up, and they were talking to a group of people. So as I'm walking on the first level. She's on the second level on that bridge. So she happens to look down. She looks down at me. Okay, and she was attractive. She was just my type. So when she looks down at me and I look up at her, I do this. Right? Like, let's exchange contact information. She's with her man, hugged up with him. I'm like, so his back is turned to me. She is facing sideways, but his back is, so he don't see nothing. So she got one arm around him, and with the other hand, she puts it behind her back, and she points to the bathroom, like where the bathrooms are at, like over there, right? So boom. So I go upstairs. She pretends she got to go to the bathroom. I meet her by the bathroom. We chop it up, right? We exchange contact information. Guys, there is nothing you can do. He right there hugged up with his girl, and I'm getting at his girl using sign language. Using fucking sign language. I'm getting at his girl. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, man. Yo, there's nothing you can. You're not safe. Guys, you're not safe. And neither am I. Nobody is safe. Anybody, look, anybody can intercept your girl at any given moment. Anybody. It don't matter how much she loves you, cares about you. A woman can say, I'll never cheat on you. And in that moment, she can mean it. If a woman tells you, baby, I'll never cheat on you, I'm happy with you. In that precise moment, she can mean it. Until 2 weeks later, she runs across this dude. And she's like, fuck. I told my man I wasn't going to cheat, but damn, this motherfucker's so fine and sexy. And what happens is, it goes back to logic. Logic over feelings. If a woman decides not to cheat, her logic, she was able to think about it for a moment, and her logic took a hold of her, and she was able to reconcile her thoughts with whether or not it's worth it to fuck up her situation with you. But if she allows herself to be overcome by her feelings, well, she creeping. All right, so we got some questions right here. I just got to tell the truth, man. This is why you can't be worried about what chicks is doing. Just let women know. If a woman tells you, I'll never cheat on you, all you got to do is tell her, remember you said that. Because if I ever find out, it's over. That's all you got to do. See, guys are so worried about trying to prevent being cheated. You can't prevent it. All you can do is respond to it if you catch her. Because some women, I've been a side dude, mind you, some women are so crafty at sneaking around, they can cheat for 20 years in a marriage and their husband never knows. They can have a whole 20-year side dude. I've been a side dude. This one chick, I was a side dude. I literally was with her for 3 relationships. She went through 3 relationships. And I was her side dude through all 3 of her relationships. All 3. I'm a side dude. She getting new boyfriends, but one thing remains constant. Carrie's her side guy, right? I'm just saying. All right, so International View says, when a woman starts to drift off or lose interest, is it best to acknowledge it through a conversation or play it cool and let it be until she returns? If she ain't your girl, why do you care? Like, if she ain't your... Bro, if a woman ain't my girl and she starts to drift off or she's not, reaching out as much, bro, I'm not going to ask her why. I don't care why. You know what I'm saying? Guys, once you really learn the game, you'll stop asking why and you'll just accept it. Because you knowing the answer won't change the outcome. The outcome is the outcome. Okay? The why doesn't matter. You wondering why or worrying about the why, that doesn't serve you. All that's going to do is frustrate you and have you in your feelings and have you thinking about this woman when you shouldn't be, right? The only time when you're dealing with a woman casually, the only time a woman should be on your mind is when you got done fucking and you're like, shit out there. Or when you're about to go. Like you're about to hit her, like, you know what? I ain't hollered at shorty in a couple of days. Let me see what she up to. Other than that, your mind does not need to be shackled with thoughts of her. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's your girl or something like that and, whatever, that's different. But if it's a girl you just casually seeing, Yeah, you should be seeing other women anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. Okay, so hold on real quick. We got another question. Yeah, bro. Don't worry about what women are doing, bro. Because now you're gonna look thirsty. Yeah, part of what makes a woman yearn for you is you don't care. Like you're not sweating what she's doing. And she likes that about you. Right? That's regardless of what you hear women say, women like men who don't miss them like that. Like I've literally had women say, "Do you miss me? Have you been thinking about me?" Nah, not really. You know, to be honest with you, I wasn't really thinking about you too much until you called just now. But now that you say it, I'm starting to have thoughts of how wet it got the other time you was over here. Shit, let's recreate that scene again tonight. Like I don't. And my mama taught me that. Shout out to my mother, man. I remember when we were teenagers in high school, and one of my brothers went to my mom because a girl asked him that. One of my brothers, I got 3 brothers, 4 of us. One of my brothers, a girl asked him that, so he went to my mom for advice. And he was like, "Mama, this girl said she missed me. How should I respond to that?" And my mom used to call girls hussies. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's an old school term, hussies. She was like, "Don't be worried about what this little hussie's doing. Shit, if she asks you, do you miss me? You need to tell her, yeah, I missed you about as much as you missed me." That's from my mom. My mom said that shit. Like, look, my mom did not play. I remember I was trying to introduce her to this chick one time because I was walking down the street with a group of people, and one of the chicks I was walking with was the chick I was fucking with. And my mom was driving by, and she just happened to stop, and she called me to the car right quick. And I was at the car talking to her by myself, and I tried to call the girl over there. You know, my dumb ass, I was a teenager. I was like 17, right? I tried to call the girl over there to introduce her real quick. And she's like, "Boy, tell that woman to stay right where she at. Let me try to introduce me to these little hussies." Shout out to my mama, man. God damn it. Shout out to my motherfucking mom. Hold on real quick. Make sure I ain't. So my mom gave me game, and I didn't look at it like that then, but she said so much shit that stuck with me that literally has a profound influence on how I deal with women to this day. Literally, she was giving me game without giving me game. She was just talking some real shit, and I'm soaking this shit up. Like my mom said more profound shit to me to help me navigate dealing with women than my father did. You know, my father was good with cars. That's about the only thing he taught me and shit. Was dealing with cars and shit. Beyond that, he really didn't teach me too much else, right? So Zay Mafia says, "Can you go in depth on phone, on texting conversations after exchanging information?" Bro, guys, this is what guys need to start doing. When you very first meet women, you need to have the mindset of using phone and texting only to set up sexual encounters. Okay, let me expound upon what I mean. If you meet women face to face, the very first time you guys meet is face to face, you need to utilize that first interaction to set up a date. If you want a date. Now, if you just wanted to come back to your crib, then do that. But most guys aren't going to do that. Most of you guys are going to offer a date. Okay, and on the surface, there's nothing wrong with that, right? So the first the first encounter face to face should literally be you letting her know that you want to see her again, that you're interested in you guys basically getting together at another time and place and day, and then having her respond to that. If she responds, "Hey, you know what? I like that. Sounds like a plan." Okay, she's basically saying yes. Okay, you gave her a plan. She says, "I'm interested." Now, whether she shows up or not, that's a whole other thing. But she's telling you she's interested. Boom. Now, at that time, it makes sense to exchange contact information. It makes sense because if I'm telling a woman to call me, why would she call me if there's no incentive to? If I set up a date that she agrees to, And I say, all right, well, look, call me tomorrow morning when you wake up and just confirm whether or not you can still make it. Now she has an incentive to call me. The reason why a lot of women won't call you if you give them the number, because they have no incentive. They have no reason to. And in their minds, they're like, I don't even know what to say to them. I don't know how to jumpstart the conversation. So you didn't give them anything to work with. So now, in the event that she calls you, right, you might have some women call you and they'll say, yeah, I'm just calling you like you asked. And yeah, I'm still very much interested in seeing you. And then she might want to talk to you, right, at that juncture. Now, you need to stay focused on the task at hand, right? Because if she wants to get to know you, remember, I'm not getting to know you over the phone. If you want to get to know me, we're doing that shit face to face. So you want to keep the phone conversation short. So a real quick example. So let's say she tells you, yeah, she still wants to meet you. And then she starts to talk about how stressed she's been at work, or that her best friend is stressing her out because their relationship is shitty, or whatever the fuck. Right? What you can do is you can give her 30, 45 seconds, give her a short span of time, let her vent for a little while. Don't give her no advice. Let her vent, and then cut her off. Like, let's say her name is Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Damn, that's kind of fucked up. Hey, sounds like you're stressed. I hope everything work out for you. But look at the bright side. Tomorrow night when we link up, you can look at me as your stress reliever. So all that stress you're feeling today, I can assure you tomorrow, I'm going to have you stress-free. What are you doing? You're getting her off the bullshit and redirecting her back to where what her mind needs to be on. Her mind needs to be on you and her seeing each other. That's it. Get her mind back. Get her mind back. So when you say, can you go in depth on phone and texting conversations after exchanging contact information? Stick to the script. If you set up a date and y'all haven't went on a date yet, don't let the woman get you into these phone conversations that don't serve your purpose. If it's not conducive to your bottom line, don't indulge and engage in these meaningless phone conversations where a lot of times this is where you guys are going to fuck it up. I tell you guys all the time, over communication can kill attraction because you end up talking too much and then a woman changes her mind. She don't want to see you now. You're like, yeah, you know what? I was interested. I was good on him. But yeah, I mean, I was interested, but I'm good on him now. And that happens because you was talking too much. So, you know, if a woman is going to ixnay you, at least let it be face to face. At least let it be because it's face to face, not because you spent 30 minutes talking. Yeah, y'all know how. Let's think about this. Imagine you spend 30, 45 minutes on the phone talking. And then the day of the date, the chick calls you at the last minute. Oh, I can't make it. And you never hear from her again. Them 30 minutes you spent talking about nothing, you can't get back. I would rather waste money than waste time. I can get money back. I got multiple income streams. I can get money back. Them 30 minutes, I could have spent 30 minutes editing a YouTube video. I could have spent 30 minutes watching SportsCenter. I could have spent those 30 minutes masturbating to my favorite porn clip. There's a whole host of things I could have did in those 30 minutes that would have been more productive than talking to that woman about a bunch of fucking nothing. Right? I just want to point that shit out. So Isaiah Parker says, what percentage would you say, Zag, is a woman likely to come when it comes to physical versus mental arousal? I'm not going to give percentages. I would say that the majority, now when you say the majority, that's automatically more than 50%. But whether it's 50, 60, 70, 80, I don't know. But the majority of women's orgasms start mentally. The majority of women's orgasms start mentally. Let me say this. A lot of times when a woman can't ejaculate or can't climax, it's not necessarily because you are a bad lover. It's because she's not relaxed. Okay, a woman could be horny. She could want sex physically, because physically she's horny, but mentally she's unsettled. Right? This is why sometimes you'll be about to have sex with a woman, like you'll be butt naked and all of that, and she'll just stop you, like, because mentally she's unsettled. Mentally, she could be wet and everything, but mentally she's unsettled about something, right? So a lot of times, what makes a woman's sexual experience not that great is she's mentally unsettled. It could be she's insecure about her body. Maybe you want to fuck with the lights on, she don't. It could be something as simple as that. I remember one time a woman wanted me to kiss her, and I refused to kiss her because I didn't like her teeth. And she didn't want to have sex, so I wouldn't kiss her. Another woman wanted me to go down on her, and I just met her. Like, I pulled her out of a strip club. Like, she wasn't a stripper, she was a cocktail waitress. So me and one of my friends, we went to a strip spot, because that was his, he was a strip club junkie. I just tagged along. He pulled the stripper, I pulled her friend. They were roommates, right? So one chick was a stripper, the other one was a cocktail waitress. So we pulled them, went back to their spot. He doing his thing. She wanted me to go down on her. I'm like, oh, hell no. I just met you? Oh, hell no. So because I refused to go down on her, she's like, well, we're not going to have sex then. I'm like, shit, okay. Put on my clothes and left. Like, Tell you guys, I deal with women strictly on my terms. That includes sex. Even when it comes to having sex, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. So even with that, because I didn't want to do what the women wanted me to do, they're unsettled. Yeah, physically they were horny. Physically they wanted to have sex, but mentally they were unsettled because they couldn't get what they wanted from me, right? But when women, if a woman feels like you might judge her or something like that, or she feels maybe intimidated because you have maybe you're in shape and she's not, she might think you're having sex with her. You're not doing or saying anything to make her feel insecure, but she's in her own head. So she might be literally thinking about that. I wonder what he's thinking about. Like, if you put her in a certain position, have you ever put a woman in a certain position and she covered up her stomach? Or she covered up her sides because she didn't want you to see, the little fat, you know what I'm saying, hanging down? You ever see a woman do that? Okay, that's because she's insecure about that. So even in that moment, she's unsettled mentally. That can literally impact her being able to come or climax. And it's not you. She's in her head. Okay, this is why when you can get a woman to mentally climax before you make her physically climax, the orgasm is much more powerful, and she's more apt to squirt. She's more apt to have back-to-back orgasms, right? Body shaking orgasms, leg quivering orgasms because of the power of the orgasm, or just the frequency, back to back to back. All of that has to do with not just the physical aspect of what you're doing, but more so of the mental relaxation you put her in. I'll give you a prime example. If y'all remember, what was my slogan a couple of years ago? I even got t-shirts that say, let's be hoes together, right? Let's be hoes together, right? For those of you who are new and you weren't around when I had my old YouTube channel, that was a slogan, right? Let's be hoes together. Why is that important? There were a couple of different times when I would be at a club and I would be talking to women, and there would be mutual sexual attraction. Mutual, it's mutual. Right? So at that juncture, once I realized it's mutual, I'm telling the babe, let's get up out of here. Let's finish this at my spot. Right? Especially if we dirty dancing, we getting all freaky with it. You know what? Shit, we damn near fucking. We might as well do this with no clothes on. Let's go back to my spot. Right? I've literally told women just that. So sometimes what women would say, and this happened more than once, sometimes they would say, I would love to leave with you, but I don't want you to think bad of me. Or I don't want you to think I'm a hoe, right? Women will literally say this to me, right? So when women will say, I don't want you to think bad of me, or I don't want you to think I'm a hoe, what I would instantly do, I would get real close to them, put my hand underneath their chin, stroke their face, and I would tell them, girl, if I think bad of you, I got to think bad of myself because I'm participating in the same activity. If I think you're a hoe, that means I'm a hoe too, because I'm doing the same thing you're going to be doing. Let's be hoes together. I literally told women, let's be hoes together. And they would laugh. They would laugh. You crazy. You're funny. Okay. And instantly they were relaxed. Instantly. So when I tell you guys appealing to a woman's feminine sensibilities, that's what I mean. Because I know that some women, they're down to have sex. They just get in their heads about what you're thinking about them. You know, is he gonna think I'm easy? Is he gonna think I'm a hoe? Is he gonna like what I do in bed? Is he gonna think I'm a good lover? If I fuck him tonight, and is he gonna want to ever see me again? Is he gonna be bad in bed? Is he gonna judge me? All these different things sometimes will go in a woman's head. So how you're conducting yourself and the shit that you're saying can literally settle their nerves, and it could get them mentally in a space where they're calm. So now they can enjoy the sex with a relaxed mind. So now their bodies is loose and they're ready to go and they're ready to blow. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. Right. So let's move on. Got another one right here. Question: Why do being stoic work around women than being regular and a little goofy here and there? I notice my girl get more in line and give me more than when I'm being short with words and not loving. Because when you stand on something, when you're stoic, right, and being stoic, all that really means is even if something bothers you, you don't show it emotionally, right? You don't respond or react emotionally to something that bothers you. You're very calm, right? You have a very even-keeled temperament. That's all stoicism really means. That's very attractive to a woman, right? Because you have mastery over your emotions. A man who has mastery over his emotions is a disciplined man, right? A man who has mastery over his emotions, it says a lot about that man, right? It's a very attractive and masculine trait. This is why, right? That's why, right? Because a lot of times, y'all got to remember, women represent chaos, men represent order. In order for you to represent order, you can't be emotional like your girl. This is why when you got people yelling back and forth at each other, cursing each other out, those relationships are full of drama and toxicity. Because you're doing what the woman is doing. You're getting on her level. Okay, this is why, if you've ever seen a billboard of a female attorney, right? Literally, you have a female attorney, and the slogan would be, never argue with a woman. Because when you argue with women, they win. Guys, every time you argue with a woman, they win. Every time. It don't matter what's being said. The moment it's like a pig in a pigsty. The moment you get in the pigsty and you get in the mud with women, no, elevate women to your level of thinking. Elevate women to your emotional rationality. Elevate women to that frame of thought. Don't lower yourself and get into the mud with them. No, it's unattractive, highly unattractive. Now, women will still deal with you. They just won't respect you, which is why the truth about why either she likes you or not is wrong. Because just because a woman likes you doesn't mean she respects you. The name of the game isn't to get pussy. The name of the game isn't for a woman to like you. The name of the game is to deal with women who respect you. It don't matter what else is going on. Everything else is secondary. Respect first, everything last. Respect first, everything beyond that or behind that. Period. All right, guys, let me see here. Hey, real quick, like the video, please. Like the video. I've been here a lot longer than I thought. I was going to be here for like 45 minutes, an hour. I've been here for damn near 2 hours, right? So honoring that fact, please like the video. And you can donate if you want. You can donate if you want. It's not mandatory. It's optional. But the option is there if you choose to partake in it, right? It's there. It's there. So for all of you who like the video on the Facebook side of the world and on the YouTube side of the world, I appreciate you. I'm going to try to get to some more of these questions. Quizlo Speaks, what's up, fam? Y'all go check his YouTube channel out, too. I try to always give people with YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying, channels love and shit. So hold on real quick. Okay, and let me just say this, okay? A woman liking you doesn't mean nothing. Every guy in the friend zone is liked by that woman that got him there. Okay, a woman can love your personality, and she still won't fuck you. There are guys in the friend zone right now who are actually a better fit, girlfriend, boyfriend wise, for a woman than the guy she's currently having sex with. There are guys in the friend zone who actually have a better personality. They're funnier, everything, than the guy that she's currently having sex with. The difference is he got sex appeal and he doesn't. So a woman liking you does not equate to her being sexually interested in you. It don't equate to that. But even if a woman is sexually interested in you, it don't mean she'll respect you. I just told you the story of the guy that met the chick at the nightclub, brought her back on a one-night stand tip, and she refused to leave the next morning. She refused to leave his crib. He had to call the police to get her out. So, and what it boils down to is guys are dealing with women who don't respect them. And this is why they're running into issues. So a woman liking you don't mean shit if she don't respect you. All right, so hold on real quick. Okay, hold on. Okay, so he says, Unc, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't grow up getting women like you. Bro, look, let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember, I told y'all the story a little while ago. The homie where I was walking by the bathroom and the chick was asking him about the tattoo. And I basically told him, hey, she want to fuck. And I put him on. Let me tell you an interesting story about him. When I first moved to San Antonio, again, I was 15 going on 16. The homie Malik Whitaker, who was in the chat earlier, him and this other guy that I'm talking about, they were some of the guys that I first met when I moved to San Antonio, right? And Malik knows this guy. If I said the guy's name, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But my point is this. When I first came, I hadn't had sex yet. Okay, when I very first came to San Antonio. I was 15 going on 16. So I started playing football, right? And I was hanging with the homie that I'm telling you about, the one that I lived in Oklahoma with that I put him on to the chick. And him and another one, him and his best friend, they had already been having sex. So they would always talk about all these sexcapades and all these different things they was doing. And I got tired of hearing them goddamn stories. I got tired of hearing that shit. So I was asking them questions like, man, what do y'all do? To get women interested in you and all this other shit. And they just simply told me, man, just be yourself. Like, stop being scary. Stop acting all shy and shit. Okay, if you're interested in a chick, just tell her. And I was like, that's it? And I literally started doing that. Went to a party and did that. So fast forward, I'm asking this guy for fucking advice on how to get women in bed. And now I'm literally getting pussy for this nigga. I'm helping this. And the funny thing about it, his best friend, when we were in high school, once I started having sex, I took off. In high school, same thing. There was a chick who was interested in me. It was the last day of school. It was the very last day of school. She was interested in me. And I convinced her. I said, well, because my boy had a car, I didn't. And she didn't have a car. And at the time, nobody had a place to fuck but him. So he had to whip and he had the place to fuck. And she was down to fuck. And I'm like, if you fucking with me, you gotta show a little love to my homie. So these two dudes who have been having sex before me, I'm asking them for advice. Fast forward, I'm literally helping them niggas get pussy. Right? It works like that sometimes. It's just funny how shit come full circle. So when do I get a woman to get attached when things go well? How do I remain detached no matter what? Well, you don't want nobody to get attached. Being attached is actually a form of codependency. You're probably referring to a bond, right? You can A woman can have a profound emotional bond or connection without even having sex. You don't have to have sex to have a bond or connection. This is why when guys talk about that body count shit and parabonding, or a woman can't parabond if she had a lot of sex, you don't have to have sex with a woman for her to have. A woman can literally fall in love with a man before he even fuck her. And that's some real shit. A woman can literally fall in love with a man before he even fucks her. That can happen. So you don't have to have sex to have a bond. I just wanted to say that. I wanted to get that out the way. And just because you have sex, that doesn't mean that a bond is going to happen either. Right? It's funny how that shit works, right? But it is what it is. So being detached, Zay, is always remembering women are temporary, fam. Your life will be a revolving door for people. Not just women, but people in general. Your life is a revolving door. How many people you used to know a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, that are no longer there? You're not talking to no more. You don't kick it with no more. You haven't seen in years. Your life is a revolving door for people. Everything is temporary. The only thing permanent is death. Marriage is not permanent. Nothing is permanent except death. That's it. That's it. Okay, even if you're married, somebody gonna die first. And you might not be divorced, but guess what? You don't have a significant other no more. So guess what? You're back being single again. It don't matter how you got there, you're back being single again. So all this shit is temporary, man. This is why this is not a video game. We have to enjoy our lives while we can. We don't get no do-overs. We don't get no do-overs. Do y'all want to know why when some people are about to die, they cry? Because they're not ready to go. A lot of times they're thinking about all the shit they never got to do, and now it's too late. They're thinking about all the shit they wanted to do, but now it's too late. This is why I say I don't fuck with women who ain't dealing with me on my terms. Bro, I'm a lot older than most of y'all, okay? Most of my years are behind me, not in front of me. I don't got time to be dealing with no non-compliant females. I don't got time to be dealing with no self-entitled women, women who think it's all about them, women who try and control sex and shit, women who want access to me non-sexually, but yet, you know, they're trying to act like the sex is a spiritual journey. A chick actually said that shit. She said, what did she say? She said having sex with her was sacred. She said, I'm like, man, look, women, your pussy is not the seventh wonder of the world or the eighth wonder, whatever the fuck it is. Okay. Okay. Your pussy is not, it's not sacred. Right? She said holy. She used the word holy and sacred. She said having sex with me is holy and sacred. Man, I'm like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that goofy shit, you don't, holy and sacred. Let me get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And women, okay, you can think whatever you want to think about your box. Okay, but some of y'all are goofy. Holy and sacred. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's the vagina. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The main functions of your vagina is to discard liquid waste and push a baby out. That's it. Discard liquid waste and push a baby out. I don't want to be peed on, and I don't want you to have my baby. So the two main focuses, or the two main reasons why you even have a vagina, neither one of them appeal to me. But there's a third option. And that third option is to run up in that motherfucker and rearrange some shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't trying to do that, I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. They said holy and sacred. I'm like, man, look, April Fool's was a couple months back, a few months back. You're a little too late for April Fool's. Yeah, all I could do was laugh. I couldn't even be mad at her. I laughed at her shit, and I'm like, and I told her that. I said, you're a little too late for April Fool's. You funny as hell. Like, holy and sacred. Like, get the fuck out of here. Holy and sacred. Anyway, I was gonna say some other shit, but I don't. I'm trying to keep it cool. So when it comes to self-improving, never do that for a woman. Okay, now peep your words, peep your language. keep your vernacular, self-improving. Self. What does self have to do with a woman? It's like self-esteem. How in the fuck do people have low self-esteem based on other people? Like Cat Williams once said, it's an esteem of self. How do you let, and shout out to Miles and Lucario. Again, they did the Media Monday show and Efosa. And Efosa, I don't know if you watch it. Efosa called up. He was talking about people was calling him ugly and shit on Facebook. I guess he posted a comment and they said he was ugly. Do y'all know how many times dudes and chicks call me ugly on Facebook? I've never had a woman call me ugly to my face or in person or over the phone. None of that. Or text me that. I've never had a woman do that. The only time I've had a woman call me ugly was on Facebook. And that's because she was emotionally triggered by something that I said. I either responded to her comment or I made a comment that she didn't like. So she went to, I guess, my Facebook profile and she said, you ugly old ass. That's exactly what she said. You ugly old ass. Ugly. I have multiple chicks do that. And I do one or two things. When women say ugly or old ass nigga or whatever the fuck they say, I do one or two things. I either just flat out ignore it and I laugh at it because it's funny. Right? Or I respond and I say, see, you know damn well I can hit it if I wanted to. See, so you got a lot of sexual attention and you're trying to release it in this way. That's not healthy. You know goddamn well you want this dick. You know what I'm saying? You just acting like that so you can save face because you embarrassed. I literally told chicks that shit. You were embarrassed by what I said about you. You know what I'm saying? Because when women make goofy comments, I can't help myself. My guilty pleasure is when I see stupid shit, I like to make people feel stupid. When I see stupid shit, I like to make people feel stupid. And when you make people feel stupid, they don't like that. They react very negatively. So I already know the name calling and I already know what's coming. I'm prepared for it. So hold on real quick. Hold on, let me get back to something. All right. So prove yourself, never do the phone, right? And not at all. And they can always choose to leave. So it's really all about you. Bro, everything is about you. It's never about a woman. Bro, women are either gonna stay or they're gonna go. And even now, peep game, women are either gonna stay or they're going to go. But even when they stay, they still go. It's just she stayed longer than the rest of them. So does it really matter whether she's there for 6 hours, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 years, right? All this shit is temporary. Pimp Hand Silk says, is it better to have a woman call you? I usually text and it works out. I don't ask for a woman's phone number. I give women my phone number. That's just me. Now, once I give her my phone number and she calls or texts me, then it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Who calls or texts who first after that. Like if she calls me and she's with it, and if I decide to text her first or call her after that, I don't play them type of games, right? So to me, it don't matter. Like I told you guys, there was one woman I met where there was mutual sexual attraction. I was trying to take her home, and she basically told me that she wasn't trying to go home with me that night, but that she was interested in doing it another time. So I said, okay, cool. I gave her the number, and I said, when you're ready to make that happen, give me a call. Because I wasn't trying to offer no date. Like, because once I invite a woman back to my crib, or I try to make something happen that night, that's the only option she has is sex at that point. I'm not saying we can't do a date later, but the only option she has at that point is sex, because that's what I put out there. I put that energy out there already. So I'm not going to renege on that. Once I put that energy out there that I'm trying to go that route with you, we either doing that or we're not doing anything, right? So once I put it out there that I'm trying to take you home, she said, well, not tonight, but maybe some other time. Boom. Gave her the number. Right then and there, she calls me. Right after I gave her my number, she calls me and she says, you have my number too now. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So boom, I bounced. This was a Friday night. So Saturday, the very next day, literally less than 24 hours later, I called her. Although I gave her my number and I said, call me when you're ready for that, when you're ready to make it happen. When she gave me the number, I said, fuck it. The very next day, I called her. Now, some of y'all might be like, oh, that's thirsty. It's only thirsty to a woman who ain't feeling you. It's never thirsty to a woman who can't wait to hear from you. So if y'all remember the story, right? And when I start to, get into it a little bit more, some of you might recall, right? So when I called her, I said, hey, I got some availability this evening. I'm very much interested in continuing what we started last night. Are you free? She was like, well, right now I'm going out to eat with my girls. So she was going to go have dinner with her girlfriends. And she said, do you want to come? I'll pay for you, right? Now, I know I tell y'all hashtag her debit card works too, but I'm not going I'm not going with you. Even though you offered to buy me a meal, I'm not going, right? And I'm going to tell you why, right? And there's a lesson to be learned from me telling her, you know what, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to go ahead and decline. But when you get done enjoying your meal with your girlfriends and you got room for something else, give me a call, right? Exactly what I told her, right? So some time passed, she calls me and she's still at the restaurant. I can literally hear like the individual picking up dishes from the table. So she's still there. She ain't even left. And she called me. So she couldn't even wait to get in her car. She's like, I got to call this dude now. So I knew she was about it, right? But my point is this, right? Me calling, I didn't look at me being thirsty. I look at it as she's interested. I'm interested. I got some free time now. I don't have nothing else going on tonight. I got some other shit going on later on, but tonight I'm free. Let me hit Shorty up, right? So she hits me up. I go by the house. We do what we do. Now, the reason why I didn't accept the dinner, number one, I decide when we're going to make a public appearance together. Okay, let me say that shit again. I decide that. I dictate when we're going to make a public appearance together. I do. I decide that. I got that. I'm handling that. But not only that, for me, her wanting to take me to dinner, if I would have agreed to do that, that would have been me following her lead and me deviating from having her follow mine. Remember, I already put it out there. Come to the crib so we can make this happen. So once I put that in the air, that I got some dick for you, the only thing we can do, if we're going to do anything, if we're going to see each other, we got to fuck first. Because I already put it out there. We fucking, now the date shit, we can do that when we did do that later on, right? But we got to fuck first, simply because I already told you that that's what it is. So we're going to do that first. All that other fly shit, depending on what happens, we can do that later, which we did, right? And let me tell you, this was a chick right here. This was a chick that loved to spend money. I can't, this chick right here was a money spender, right? So when I say hashtag her debit card worked too, she, after we started seeing each other for a little while, she was not shy about spreading that money around. She did it all the time, right? So that's my answer to that question. Do you kiss fuck buddies? I mean, that's up to you, bro. I can't tell you to put your lips on a woman or not. You're a grown man, brother. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I didn't kiss that one chick, because I didn't like her teeth, right? Because so basically I was introduced to her, right? So a friend of mine was going over to this crib where he was fucking with this chick that had a roommate. And so when I went over there, I got introduced to the roommate. So I met her that night. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first time seeing her. And the house was dimly lit, right? So she was attractive, you know, body and face-wise. But when we got up to her room, she's grabbing on me, pulling me to the bed, and she starts smiling. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, damn. So I already knew that I wasn't going to kiss her. And I already knew that if she tried to kiss me, I was going to move her face to the side. Like, no, I don't want to kiss, right? I already knew I was going to do that. But I also knew if I did that, more than likely she was going to be disinterested in having sex. So I was already anticipating, Carrie, you ain't fucking tonight because she going to want you to kiss her. And you know you ain't going to do it. So, but my thing is, if you want to kiss a woman, kiss a woman. You're a grown man, bro. How can a woman like someone she doesn't respect? Bro, come on, fam. Come on, fam. Oh, come on, man. Y'all think, King Drip, you probably think love and respect are joined at the hip. You probably think that if a woman loves you, that equates to respect too. You probably think that, don't you? It doesn't. Liking someone, bro, I'll give you a prime example. There's people that I respect, but I don't like. Like, I don't like their personalities. I don't like being around them, but I respect them. There are people that I like. Like, they're cool people. They have good energy, but I don't respect them as far as the decisions they make in their lives. Like, guys who don't take care of their kids. I don't respect guys who don't take care of their kids. I don't give a fuck what you got going on with that woman. Okay, I can like you. Like, I mean, he's a cool dude, but he don't take care of his kids. I really don't respect that man for that. So you can like somebody. Liking means I like your personality. Liking someone's personality has nothing to do with respecting people. Right? When you talk about respecting people, that has a lot more to do with your character. Okay, your personality and character, they can be symbiotic, but your personality and your character can be completely different. Meaning you can have a fun-loving character. I'll use Ted Bundy, the serial killer. Women loved his personality. Can we agree on that? He was very charismatic. He had charm. Women loved his personality. But he used his personality and his charm to lure women in. And then he deleted them. Right? They liked him. Right? So, but he had horrible character. He was a fucking serial killer. Right? So your personality and your character aren't necessarily joined at the hip. So when it comes to respecting people, it's not about respecting their personality. You respect the character of the man. This is why you can respect somebody but not like him. Yeah, I'm not really feeling his attitude. He ain't my cup of tea. But I respect the hell out that man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta surface. Come on. Surface level shit. Right? But also, if you think about friend zone, okay, women know every single guy in a friend zone wants to fuck them. They know that. Some women will flat out tell you, yeah, I know, but he can't get this. Other women, they try and play dumb and shit. Oh, he's just my friend. He don't look at me like that. And what it is he was never assertive about his desire to want to fuck. He was very vague and ambiguous about his, you know what I'm saying? So she was able to utilize plausible deniability. This is what women do. Well, he never said he wanted to fuck. I mean, he said some things to make me believe that maybe he did, but he never really said he wanted to get with me sexually. So now they can use plausible deniability to act like they don't know he want to fuck, right? So can we agree, if a woman is dealing with a man that she knows likes her and is romantically and or sexually interested in her, but yet she is taking him for granted and she's utilizing his compassion, she's utilizing his generous nature, she's utilizing his kindness, and she's taking advantage of him. Can we agree that's some disrespectful shit? But she likes him though. She likes his personality. He's a funny guy. He listens to all her problems. He gives great dating advice for the other guys she's fucking, right? He's an empathetic listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, right? He helps hang Christmas lights, right? He'll come over and change the battery in her smoke detector for her. Okay, all she got to do is get a fucking chair and stand on it. But she'll got a man will do. Do y'all know there are guys who would drive 45 minutes out their way to bring a woman a meal from Chipotle and shit? Girl, you ain't got to leave the house. I'll come get it. He ain't seen no parts of the panties. Right? But the woman is taking advantage of his kindness. She don't respect him, but she likes him, though. She likes all the shit that he does. Come on, man. Come on. Can't drift. We got to think. We got to think. So, guys, that's it. Donate a like. Donate a like. The truth about why either she likes you or not is not wrong. Guys in the friend zone, she likes you. You thought you was going to smash. And the funny thing about it, there are women in the friend zone, I'm going to finish it with this, they'll actually talk about sex with you. And you think because they're talking about sex that they're sexually interested. Here's the catch. Is she talking about sex or is she talking about sex with you? Because if she ain't talking about the shit she wants you to do to her or the shit she wants to do with you, then you're not really talking about sex. Right? So a woman can tell you, oh, I'm freaky. I like it like this. I like it like that. You know, when a guy is on top, you know, I come nonstop. If she never says, yeah, normally when a guy gets on top, I come nonstop. I wonder if it's going to be the same with you. If she ain't throwing you or us or we, if she ain't adding that to the sex talk, she's just talking to be talking. And sometimes women will do that on purpose. And what they're doing is they're giving you the misleading impression that sex is possible. All you got to do is keep doing what you're doing. Bruh, keep doing those 30, 45-minute phone conversations. Bruh, keep texting her throughout the day. Bro, keep taking her out. Bro, keep being there at her beck and call. One of these days, bro, she going to realize you that guy. You the perfect guy for her. Now, logically speaking, you might be. You could literally be the best guy for her. You could literally be the best boyfriend, the best husband she ever had. But because she is not sexually attracted to you, because you don't get her wet, all the logic of how good you will be in a relationship, she puts that to the side. That's how women move. Because you don't make her feel nothing down there. But all you nice guys, you want to ask what the fuck a woman is doing, where are you from, you want to talk to her about her fucking problems and about her fucking day. Now you come across like the friend zone guy, the guy who's a great listener. And women will tell you that you're such a great listener. That's not a compliment I want. Now, a compliment I will take is when a woman says, you don't miss anything. Okay, meaning I'm a very active, attentive, astute listener. So a woman might say something and I'll turn around and I'll turn it into a sexual innuendo. And then she'll say, you don't miss anything, do you? Because she understands he hears everything. Even something as small or as minute as what I said, he can literally take that with his witty ass and take that and change it into something sexual. That's a compliment I fuck with. You don't miss anything, do you? I don't miss anything. Like the joint. The truth about why either she likes you or not is wrong. It doesn't matter if a woman thinks you're cute. It doesn't matter if she's interested in you. What matters is this. Ultimately, when you guys are interacting, how is she behaving? How is she conducting herself? Is she showing you deference, humble submission, and respect? Does she know how to listen? Does she have a slick mouth? Is she always challenging you on shit? The fact that she likes you and finds you sexually appealing means nothing. As if every time you look around, she got something smart or slick to say to you. She's always challenging you. Every time you make a suggestion, she's always shooting your shit down. Last question, and I promise I'm getting up out of here. How can I become more astute? Look up the word astute. That's your homework. Look up the word astute. Now, when it comes to being astute, you can have astute awareness, astute observation, You can be an astute listener. So when you talk about astute awareness or astute observation, that means you're very keen. You pay attention to everything. Everything. Everything from mannerisms to just how people are moving. You pay attention to everything. This is part of what makes guys good with women is I could tell she's feeling it, right? When I gave y'all 2 scenarios with 2 women who were sexually attracted to 2 guys, an ex-girlfriend and a chick I was fucking, because I have astute observation, astute awareness. I'm picking up on shit. I don't go out of my way to try and focus. I'm just like that. I just pay attention to everything, right? This is why a woman can tell me a story. Like if we first meet and she tells me a story and we deal with each other 6 months later and she tells me that story again, I will notice subtle changes in how she told it. I'll notice at first she was talking about that she was doing this. Now she's starting to switch up what happened. I think what she told me initially was a lie. But this is why I tell you, don't be believing anything that women say. It don't matter what women say. If you're going to pay attention to anything, pay attention to how they act. Pay attention to the consistency of their actions. What women say don't really mean shit, right? Because like I said, I can tell when stories change. Like, this story. So once I can tell when a story changed, now I'm on high alert. I'm on high alert, right? Because it's one thing to just believe that everyone is capable of lying. Everyone is capable of lying. It doesn't mean that everyone is always lying to you, but everyone is capable of lying. But if I notice a woman change a story 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, now I know she is in fact a liar because she's lying to me now, right? So automatically, if I was considering her for a serious relationship, in all likelihood, she done took herself out the running. And I would never tell her. I would never tell her why. I would never tell a woman why I won't be her man. I'll just say, nah, it's not going to happen. I would never tell her why, right? Because it don't matter why. I'm out. Like, share, subscribe. Tomorrow, the Sex Talk Show with myself and Steve, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like the video, share, and subscribe. I'm out.